Welcome back to Eyes on the Page. My name is Jake, and today I want to do something a little different. I'm going to share with you my current TBR. I think I've had a pretty good year in reading so far. Up to this point, I've just kind of done reviews. I have read 10 books so far this year, which is pretty impressive for me considering the kid situation. You know, I have to really divide my time up between my reading and everything that comes with having kids and a wife and stuff. So 10 books, I feel, for me so far is a pretty good accomplishment, all things considered. But yeah, I figured I would just do a quick video letting you know what I am still planning on reading and actually what I am reading right now. So here we go. First book I have is Pebble in the Sky by Isaac Asimov. This is about a retired tailor in Chicago who ends up going into the future, into a dystopian reality. Shocker, I know, really different for a science fiction, but it sounds really intriguing. There's an unsteady relationship between the people of Earth and the Galactic Empire that rules over all the planets in the galaxy, the solar system, and our hero is there to kind of try to bring the temperature down a little bit and see if we can't make things a little better in this hellscape of a future that he has found himself in. This next book I'm actually really excited for. I actually just found it yesterday, which was one of the things that made me think of making this video, is The Walking Dead: Rise of the Governor. What really actually got me into reading books were the Walking Dead graphic novels. I was into them pretty hot and heavy for a time. I kind of fell off, like a lot of people did with the show. I kind of fell out of favor with them after the Total War story arc with Negan. But I love that graphic novel series. It really is what kind of got me into reading fiction. And coming across this book at my local half-price books, I was really excited for it. There's a follow-up to this called Road to Woodbury. Really intrigued to see what this book has to offer. And kind of a bonus, I don't know anything about I guess it's like a co-author to this book. So now I feel like I'm going to end up going down a rabbit hole to see what this other guy's works are like. So yeah, very excited to read this. The Shack by W.M. Paul Young. I picked this book up for 50 cents at my local library. It seemed intriguing to me. What I know about it is all on this cover. It's New York Times bestseller, and it's called The Shack. I'm reading the back. Seems like an interesting concept. A man's child is abducted and I believe murdered. Years later, he gets a letter from God saying to come back and meet him, I guess have a little chat about what happened to his child in said shack where they were murdered, I guess. This kind of book seems like it could go either way. I'm always in the mood for a book that makes you go, huh. So hopefully this is what that is. And if it wasn't good, it was 50 cents. So not really out anything, and it's not too incredibly long. It comes in at 252 pages, so I figured I would give this one a shot. The Devil's Star by Joe Nisho. This was another library find for 50 cents. I figured I would pick up. It seems really intriguing. I wasn't aware, but in looking up a little bit about this book, apparently it was made into a Netflix show. I had no idea. What isn't made into a Netflix show nowadays, right? But basically it's about a detective trying to solve these horrific crimes. This book kind of delves into the whole like detective trope, a little bit of the hero's partner was killed, but the other detective assigned to help him on these murders, our hero, Harry Hole, great name, thinks that this detective is responsible for the murder of his partner. So we'll see what happens with that. Kind of reading the back of this book, it kind of gives off a vibe like Seven or something like that. So I figured I'd pick it up. Again, it was 50 cents, so if it's not really that great, I'm not really out any money except for the change that I used to get a shopping cart at Aldi. So not that big of a deal. But yeah, I am very intrigued at reading this book. Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Crosby. This is another library find. Guys, if you don't buy books from your library on the cheap, you got to start doing it. I have found what I think could be some absolute bangers at my local library. Go to your local library. Some real gems in there. Trust me. Just give it a shot. And like I said before, if the books aren't any good, don't worry about it, because I bet your library sells them for cheap too. What are you waiting for? I just felt like by reading the back of this book, I thought it looked incredibly intriguing. It's about a getaway driver trying to change his life around, kind of thinks he hit that whole old life behind, and obviously things don't exactly go as planned for him. So I'm really curious to see what this book has to offer me. One thing though, I can't fucking stand this. Like, this almost made me, even for 50 cents, almost made it so I don't get this book. I can't stand when the cover is shorter than the rest of the pages. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Last book on my TBR is actually a book that I am currently 40 pages in. I got this book for Father's Day, and I was excited to start it, especially after the last book I was reading kind of fell a little flat with me. I didn't care for it. But now I am on to Red Rising. This book has gotten a lot of props over the internet, over TikTok, over YouTube, over any social media platform you can think of. I think they're all saying you should read Red Rising. And in the I shortchanged myself, 44 pages that I'm in on this book, I love this already. Like, they've done such a good job. They've already established the world. They've established the hero of this. They've established the whole kind of like caste system that the Reds find themselves in. You already have a martyr in the book. It's actually one of the chapter names. You already have a martyr in the book that kind of, I can tell, is setting the wheels in motion for what this book is going to be. Geez, what a great way to start a book. I mean, if you're not a science fiction reader, this is one I suggest you pick up. It is, I mean, it feels weird saying a book is incredible 45 pages in, but I mean, it really had a great hook. I can tell this book's going to go by really fast. I'm already planning on buying the sequel. This is the kind of book that will throw the rest of my TBR into absolute chaos, because I really want to get to the rest of the books I have here, but I'm already feeling like I'm being sucked into this series, and I already want to know what happens. I want to know who gets killed at the end of this book, because there's already a character in there that I can't stand, and I hope he dies at the end of this book. I need that. I need something to happen with this. And the thing is, I know it's a trilogy, but then there's like 3 or 4 other books after the first trilogy, and I feel like I'm gonna have to read that. Like, I mean, this is definitely, my TBR is definitely not set in stone right now. So maybe I'll have to do an update in a couple months. But that is what I'm reading for now. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you have any suggestions for me. What did you think of any of the books that I am currently reading? Have you read them? What else is out there that I should pick up and read? Be my guide. Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please give me a like. It really helps the channel and everything I'm trying to do here. Until next time, I am Jake. I will see you around.